my main question
How to cancel
for the
a black hole?
No, not how to cancel it, but like, what the fuck is a black hole? We see what it looks like. What's the biology of it is what I'm wondering.
Right, of a black hole.
Because I know it suck real good. Light itself cannot escape its suck.
What'd that hole do?
So where the suck go is my question. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another podcast. Today we're streaming on Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. Man, it's been I don't know why, it feels like it's been a rough week.
I don't know, man. I'm not burnt out, but I'm burning.
Yeah, well, I know why it's probably been rough for me. I've been just doing yard work for like days. Not just that though, like go get stuff from Home Depot and all that. Well, Home Depot's what kind of store is that? A home improvement store? That's what it's labeled. It's a home improvement store. Anyone who doesn't know what Home Depot is, it's a store where you can just buy stuff to either make or improve a house. All it is just appliances and gardening stuff and
just a bunch of
tools
and whatnot.
Yeah,
they got toilets. People poop in them toilets.
Oh man, I hope they don't.
It's illegal to do it, but they do it.
Yeah, I would assume it'd be illegal. I don't think I've ever seen anyone ever do that.
I've seen videos.
Yeah.
The Jackass crews did it.
Yeah, that was like 20 years ago though.
Still legal.
Yeah. But yeah. Home Depot, the story released ads into pretty much.
You spelled it Depot, not D-E-P-O. There's a T there.
Depot.
Yeah. Depot.
Yeah, but I've been going there like every day for the past 4 days.
We went there today, actually.
We did go to that today. We went to go buy a like a space AC unit?
Yeah,
a little
strange.
cube.
Yeah.
Test it out, see if it works. If so, then we're gonna put that in the garage and hopefully use the home studio setup again.
Yeah, man, look at our fucking hair.
Yeah, I have my headphones on, so it keeps it plastered down a little bit. But as soon as I move them, I have all this.
This is the fluff.
Yeah, I am in desperate need of a haircut, as is everyone in this quarantine.
Yeah, man, this shit is not good.
Thankfully, though, next week we're actually going to be getting some haircuts. On next Wednesday's podcast, we're gonna have what was it called? Like not a beautician, a stylist come and make a house call.
Yeah,
and give us some
person with a cosmetology degree, I'm assuming.
Yeah, come in and give us some house called makeovers. We're gonna finally get a haircut.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna tell them that if we get 5 subs right now today, I'm shaving my eyebrows. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, people look weird without eyebrows.
My eyebrows make up like 90% of my face.
Yeah.
Just imagine me without eyebrows, bro. Yeah.
I don't know.
Not a pleasant sight.
You would look too smooth.
Too smooth. Can we settle with $1 hot dog water?
Oh, I don't ever want to do hot dog water again. That was gross.
Yeah, never again.
That was minging.
Suo says I get my haircut next Wednesday.
Nice. I'd be scared if his eyebrows were gone. I'd be scared too. I wouldn't want to sit next to him.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would want to be
You look like a
near
psychopath.
Yeah, you know who doesn't have eyebrows but isn't really that scary looking?
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He doesn't have eyebrows?
No, he doesn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I never noticed.
Right? It's because he's bald you don't notice.
Yeah.
Like, if someone has no eyebrows but they have hair on top, it's weird. It just looks off. It's unnatural is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fucking Goku turns Super Saiyan 3, his hair gets long but loses his eyebrow hair. Yeah, his eyebrows. Like, he fucking loses them and it's like, what the fuck? Where'd they go?
Yeah, he just gets like a Neanderthal.
And he's all like
forehead.
Yeah.
He's like extra muscle.
They're fucking bricks on his forehead.
Yeah, so next week we're gonna have an old friend of mine, really, and
a stranger to me.
Yeah, come and give us some haircuts, and also be the return of Julio. He'll be back for next week's
right. Next
podcast.
Week we will have our boy, the boy, not a balloon.
Yeah, not a balloon, not a ghost. Well, Julio.
We'll have Julio back, so that's exciting. Oh, we'll get hyped up. We better fucking welcome him with like subs. Want one?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, he's been craving fruit rings.
I have been wanting these fucking things. They gave me a lot of green ones in this one. That sucks.
Yeah, but yeah. So next week's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a full, not full group, but almost full group.
Almost. Well, you got the three of us back together again.
Yeah.
Los tres amigos.
Yeah. But you, before we started, we're talking to me about something interesting.
Was that?
Yeah. Something that NASA
No, that's
discovered.
right. So, yesterday, apparently, in fucking Antarctica, scientists have apparently gathered evidence that there is a parallel universe to our universe. That's kind of cool. Now, I don't know what the fuck the evidence was. Something about energy. That's like, it like traps time, but it just goes backwards, as opposed to our time goes forward.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're theorizing that all these little particles are part of a bigger fucking universe that's within our own, but everything's kind of upside down. Like Stranger Things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that got him into thinking about future technology and being able to either prove or disprove
Like supernatural
things.
Yeah, like, because I don't know, I feel like the more advanced technology gets, the less scared we are of like things.
Yeah,
like ooga booga monsters.
Yeah, like ghost is one thing. You could probably trap a ghost if you had the technology for it. Ghostbusters did it.
Yeah, and that was in the fucking 80s.
Yeah, but like things like werewolves and Loch Ness Monster and all that, like down the line, if we ever get the technology to be able to like find everything that there is on the world, easily be able to hunt it.
Oh, hell yeah. Like if we had the technology to like scan the sea floor of like any mass body of water and like bring back like photographic, like just picture perfect images, and someone finds like, oh shit, the Loch Ness Monster is real, bro, we going hunting. We gonna go after this sucker.
Is that like the first response that the U.S. has to things?
Yeah,
it's just kind of kill it.
Yeah, let's, well, no, it wouldn't
capture
be
it and study. Yeah.
Capture and study.
Capture and study. Yeah.
And exploitation.
Yeah.
So Magic Kitty Pixie said something interesting, something that I didn't think about until she said it. Seeing these particles, right, that are from a whole new universe within our own. Teleportation. If these are itty bitty particles that come from something else, imagine if we could like harness that ability and be able to like teleport. Because I'm assuming the only way teleportation could actually be real is if we take an atomic based thing, which almost everything is made up of atoms, right? And just dematerialize someone and then put them back together again. You know, teleportation.
That's tricky.
That's
though.
very scary. Imagine that, because
being
like,
taken down to a molecular level, then reassembled somewhere else. That's like trying to get a puzzle, undoing the puzzle, and then throwing it in another direction, hoping it sticks the way it was when it was first formed.
Imagine the human trials for that shit. All right, we're gonna try our first teleportation test on subject Alexander from Georgia. All right, Alex, how you feeling? I'm feeling nervous. Where am I headed? You headed to a facility in China.
They're just gonna end up with like a bucket of water and some like pebbles on the side.
You ever seen Doom, like the live action Doom movie?
Yeah, the one where they make a teleporter.
Yeah, well, they didn't make it. They
utilized.
They found it, and then
the teleportation from Earth to Mars.
Yeah. And one of the first guys to use it, he ended up using it and ended up in a wheelchair because only half of him went there.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Dwayne Johnson one.
Yeah.
I was talking about the other one.
There's another one?
The newer one.
Oh,
that came out like I think last year.
The female lead?
Yeah.
Nah. No, not that one.
That one's similar.
No. I'm talking about like the one with The Rock and which is funny because that Doom movie isn't really that great.
No, it's terrible.
But this newer movie makes that one seem great.
I guess I never seen the new one all the way through, so I wouldn't be able to tell you how good it is in comparison or how worse it is in comparison.
Yeah. They both have a shitty fucking version of the BFG, so that's... But anyways, yeah, teleportation, like, I mean, he went to one place and his ass went to another. But I find it interesting. What if we could rematerialize somewhere else?
That'd be cool. I mean, in concept, of course, that'd be cool. You'd be able to just... There wouldn't be much of an excuse for anyone to not want to visit each other.
What? Oh yeah,
because like usually
oh man, I can't make it. The fuck you mean you can't make it? We can teleport.
Yeah, like the big excuse for like not visiting some of your family is usually just like, oh, it's such a long drive and blah blah blah, and I don't know if the young ones will be able to stand being in a car for that long, this and that, pass the blame on. And then now it's just like, just walk to your teleporter, you'll be here like that.
No.
Like, how are you gonna miss Thanksgiving?
Yeah, at least come and pick up a plate. Just, thanks.
You go back and it's a live chicken again.
Imagine the first trials, you go and everything seems good. You're like, oh shit, you came back in one piece, nice. And then the person opens up their mouth and instead of a tongue, it's like a fucking like intestine. Just, just be like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, that'd be the most difficult thing. It's just rearranging everything.
Yikes. For it to like just fit together.
Because other than that, the only
imagine if you come back with like another set, like a +1, and you're like, where'd that come from? Someone comes back with a third eye and be like, was there a spare somewhere in there?
Come back with like a foam finger from a football game or something, and you're like, yo, the other dimension's lit.
Yeah. Oh shit. But yeah, what they were saying was that like physics and time work differently in this dimension.
Yeah.
Which is kind of strange because it's like, well, how the fuck do you know? Like what I'm curious to know how the data, however the fuck you want to say it, like how it explains that physics in this different dimension are different than ours.
Right, because the article that you read said that the laws of physics are different in this dimension, or whatever they want to call it. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, you can't really just look at it and be like, oh, that's different. Everything's different there.
Yeah, because it's like, how the fuck do you know? You haven't been there.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume, like, if... Because I'm sure what they did was they analyzed whatever energy signature was coming off of it and analyzed how that worked, and they're like, oh, if that's backwards, then literally the basis of everything else must be backwards,
right? Which is why I'm saying it'd be interesting to see the data and be like, okay, what are you comparing it to? Like data from Earth or from how we normally test physics?
Yeah, I mean,
if everything is kind of funky.
If everything is backwards, then there technically wouldn't be life. Because then gravity would work the opposite direction and be pushed away from planets.
Yeah. Interesting.
As soon as you like teleport to that Earth, you're like, it's like you're on a train and you take one step out of the train as it's moving.
Yeah. Oh shit. Let's see. What if it's antimatter?
Antimatter. Well, antimatter. They've already discovered antimatter.
They've discovered antimatter. This is a thing that has been found. Magic Seki says, "Oh man, if Julio was here, glitch in the Matrix."
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Like this whole idea about like multiverses and like dimensions within our own. It's always been like a really neat concept in my mind, because it's like science. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of shit that we don't know.
Science. There's a lot of it.
Quote me on that. I want that on my fucking tombstone. But like, because there are multiple experiments, like the one they were doing in Antarctica, which apparently had something to do with like a balloon and like
A balloon and 2 paper clips.
and like yeah, well, so kind of sort of because they were antennas that were like hoisted up by this balloon, and because Antarctica has like 0 radio interference because there's fucking nothing and
There's no towers in Antarctica.
and magnets and weird. I don't know, but point is, they sent up this fucking balloon up and it got all this data. Boom! There's evidence that there's a parallel universe. But then in Germany, they've got that one fucking lab deep below underground where they're constantly smashing atoms against each
See
other.
what happens.
Yeah, it'd be like, what could possibly go wrong, right?
Yeah, the Hadron Collider.
Yep.
They're just waiting for something to go wrong. They're just creating tiny little black holes. And
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, yo, you motherfuckers are creating the most destructive force in existence. This isn't just like, oh, most destructive power on Earth or in the galaxy. It's like, no, in existence, a black hole. It's just there's no stopping it. It just does.
What happens to a black hole after it's done?
I don't know. Does it just like?
Yeah, well, because like a black hole just sucks in all.
I always looked at black
Matter.
holes like it was just like a rift.
Like
Like something just tore in space, and they're like, "That's nothing." Anything that goes in there is just nothing.
it's like flushing the toilet. It's a hole in the kiddie pool.
Yeah, exactly. Live by the science, die by the science. What if the particles came from the black hole on the other side?
That's
The
what I'm
other
wondering. That's what I'm
side.
wondering. Is like, is there another side to a black hole? I haven't done the research on what a black hole does. All I know is it's a vacuum. It's a Hoover in space that just condenses everything into one point.
It's a Roomba.
It is a stationary Roomba. It's just going in one spot.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, like the way a black hole works is just nothing can escape its gravitational pull, not even light.
Correct.
It bends matter and energy to its core.
Mm-hmm.
But what the fuck is the point? Why does they have these massive things? Like, do they eventually just stop? And then after they stop, like, what happens to all the matter that it pulled in?
It's gone. It's gone.
Is it gone or is it condensed?
It's gone, dude. It's gone.
I don't know. Science is weird.
It's gone. It's gone. What they say, there was like a study where like if something goes in a black hole, it basically just goes.
It gets stretched out. Yeah.
Yeah. Like taffy.
Yeah, it gets stretched to the point of
I fucking hate taffy. But yeah.
it gets stretched and compressed.
But that's a good question though. Where does it go? Now keep in mind these motherfuckers are doing this on Earth.
Yeah. They're making itty bitty tiny black holes, but eventually they're gonna hit 2 things just right.
That's like that one meme of like someone screaming, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's just,
Oh shit.
just one day they'd be like, oh.
And this doesn't look good. But really though, I don't understand what the point of it is.
The Bose Hadron Collider. What they're planning on. It's been such a long time since I've been in chemistry.
Because this has been the thing for a while.
Yeah, because in theory you can throw one atom at another atom hard enough to knock some electrons loose, and when that happens, theoretically you can produce large amounts of energy.
Yes.
Which can then be harnessed and used as a new form of nuclear power.
Right.
One that doesn't have nuclear waste.
Yeah, a safer solution, but yeah, safer is a relative term.
Yeah, you basically would create atoms that are unstable and are looking for stability, and then in the course of finding stability, they spin electrons around themselves at a much higher rate, and then that causes energy to be formed. So on the one hand, you get ball of energy that you can harness like the sun and be able to just power anything really, if you can transfer the energy. On the other hand, you accidentally create a massive black hole.
Yeah. And flip a coin.
And
see which one we get.
The science is there, but sometimes maybe kaboom.
If God exists, hope he's on our side. Oh shit! But yeah, yeah, dude. So that to me is just insane. Like, I get why.
It's like they're like in an interview for this, and it's like, so how does this work, Professor? And like, once we take one unstable compound, another one throws them together at millions of miles per hour and hope for the best.
We could change the world or we can end it. Whichever one comes first. Oh, shit. Yeah, but neat developments going on in pretty much the year that's just...
And no one cares either. Because everyone's stuck inside, everyone's depressed, they don't even care about stuff. They announced UFOs being a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's just like, I want to go to Starbucks.
Yeah. Fucking...
Take all entertainment away from anyone, and then they're just kind of apathetic to what's going on in the
it's
world.
like the Pentagon's like, dude, everyone's indoors, no one gives a shit. Let's let them know aliens are real. Then they do, and they're like, it's on Netflix.
There's a massive beast in the center of the earth that keeps the rotation going. There's like, but I can't go to Starbucks.
Aliens. Yeah, you didn't know that the Pentagon released UFO footage?
Well, that's more of like just an American thing.
I guess so. Yeah. I do like the footage of like that one fucking... I don't know what they were... I think it was Navy who was tracking this fucking thing going super fucking fast.
Yeah.
And they were trying to catch it, so the whatever reticle they were using, they were trying to like keep it locked on, but in order for them to do that, they had to like
track it for long enough.
Yeah, they had to tag it. So the guy watching the video, dude's like playing like a game, like, I almost got it. Then he got it.
It's like zipping around, like, oh shit.
Then he got it. He's like, yes, I got it. Oh yes, look at how fast that thing's going.
Yeah, just everyone got excited.
Yeah,
we rolled over the microphones, like, woohoo, whoa.
yeah. Oh shit, that was awesome. I that was a rush on its own. Just seeing this guy play fucking Galaga, trying to catch this thing. Oh shit, but yeah, apparently UFOs are a thing. Now, aliens, I believe in extraterrestrial life. I just don't believe that they are here.
No, why would they?
On Earth. Yeah, why the fuck would they take one look at Earth and they're like, damn, these motherfuckers are way behind.
Yeah, but say anything that's capable of intergalactic travel and be okay with just traveling. Because like if we were to take the jump and try and go out of our solar system or whatever, that's a commitment, and like we're not ready to be comfortably like, let's just send a fleet of people out there.
You know how disappointed aliens would be if they like ended up on Earth?
It would just be like going to a petting zoo. Because I mean, they wouldn't care. It's like if I take you and take you to some like animal preserve in Russia. You have no interest in going to Russia,
right? Because then I'd be like, I could have done this in fucking.
Like I could have seen dumb animals somewhere else, right?
Yeah. Oh, don't call them that. That's rude.
Like if you go to like a game preserve and you're just looking at a bunch of deer, you're just like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like
not much to see here.
Like, damn it. I live in Texas. We got deers like on the back of my bank.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
there are deer behind my bank.
Well, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the same concept where it's like if something's advanced enough to make that kind of leap comfortably and just be like, yeah, we'll go look around the site, see what we see, and they come across us and just be like, all right, nothing much here.
Yeah, and then leave. Yeah, why the fuck would they come back?
They would just be like, oh, neat, haven't seen this before. All right, bye.
Let's see. Magic Kitty Pixie says, but if their planet only has one temp, like sci-fi films or shows, our planet would be scared. Temp as in temperature? I don't know. One movie that I thought did good on like, oh, aliens are on Earth and here's why, was Battle Los Angeles. Because it was like, oh yeah, aliens.
Is that the one where they were like strip mining the Earth?
They came to Earth for the water.
Yeah.
The water powers their like stuff.
Yeah, and they just essentially shoved a big tube into the Earth to drain it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Like anything else would just be like out for resources.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, if fucking aliens do come to Earth, I highly doubt they're here to just say what's up.
Yeah,
they're here for something. So
they're there on a class field trip, or they're there for
class field trip. All right, kids, let's take one of the humans and give them a nice probing. See what you find. That's like when we get like those owl pellets. like in biology.
Oh my god, yeah, just whatever they ate.
Yeah.
Dissecting our diet.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's
This
is just nothing but grease in this one.
yeah. Don't come to Texas, man. It's gonna be tough. You're gonna have Whataburger and barbecue and them bellies.
Yeah. We have a lot of good food. Nah, but it's good for you. We have a lot of good food.
Yeah, a lot of good food. Saki says, I'm nervous that aliens are so far advanced that they'd consider us to be ants. And considering we don't care how many anthills we destroy when we're expanding infrastructure and buildings, I wouldn't want aliens to eradicate us with complete apathy to expand their resources and stuff.
What if they only have one? Okay, well, like we have different ecosystems in Arctic deserts. What if they only have one? Ooh, it would have to be a very small planet for it to only have one ecosystem, really. It would have to be...
Well, Mars is pretty big.
Yes, and if it had an atmosphere, it would have multiple temperates.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have...
Yes, it's true.
The only way that it would have like a solid one temperature is if it didn't have an atmosphere.
Right.
That's why Mercury is magma planet with acid rain, and then Mars is cold, hellacious planet with frozen lakes.
Do you believe that we could terraform it one day? Not in our lifetime, clearly, but...
Majizaki says, who said aliens need an atmosphere like ours? They don't need an atmosphere like ours. Things can evolve in different atmospheres. So the problem is you can't have matter exist on a organic level without some form of atmosphere. Otherwise, there's just constant barrages from solar radiation, and there's no magnetism for one thing. So there's a lot to it. Our atmosphere...
Imagine aliens come down to Earth. Their ship is fine. They open up. They come out. They're ready to greet us. They're not used to our gravity. They just take one step. It's like us stepping out of a sub, like in low levels. Just whoop.
Yeah, an atmosphere is just necessary in order for things to get going on a planet, I would say. Like, in order for you to be able to have insulation from solar radiation and from literally the cold hell vacuum that is space, you would need to have a barrier in the form of an atmosphere.
Magic.
Or they'd float. Like, if they're used to being on like a planet that's like tiny. Or no, more massive. Sorry, it had to be more massive.
Yeah, it had to be bigger.
Yeah, I got flipped around. Yikes. Imagine going on a planet that's got like twice the gravity as Earth.
Ooh.
Trying to walk around on that.
Ooh.
Imagine the things that come from planets that are like way more gravity than Earth. The density of each thing that would come from another planet.
I feel like that would be suitable for like Godzilla.
Yeah, that would be... I'm sure their muscles would be like steel beams, and their bones would be like obsidian.
They would need it to support the
bone crushing pool of the planet.
Yeah, we step in that shit. Yeah, we. Oh god,
my knees and my ass.
Yeah. Pull me back. Yeah.
We'd have to have like exosuits in order to be able to support our weight. Yeah. And they just be creaking the entire time we're walking around.
Oh no, we talked about this before. Hell no. You put me in a suit and I just hear, I'll be like, ow. Yeah. Which is funny. In that situation, it's not logical to go slower, would it?
Yeah, it would be.
Would it?
Yeah, because if you try moving fast, you create more impact. Like, it's more stressing on the material if you're moving faster.
So like
that's why you're supposed to go slowly on like thin ice. You're not supposed to start sprinting across thin ice.
But if you sprint, you can make it.
No, you just go straight through the ice.
Yeah, probably. Well, like, say for example, you step out, you're hearing all this, and you hear, right? You'll be like, can I just like back up without like turning?
Probably.
Would that be better?
Yeah, not turning would be better. You'd save a lot of motion.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the point of hearing a crack would already be too late. I think your ship would probably just explode before you even got out. If it was like, if you went to another planet,
the process of getting out. Oh, damn.
You turn around, your ship is just slowly like.
Oh my god!
It's like a can being crushed slowly.
Yeah. Ooh.
There was, I remember, the Russians when they first had their space program. Oh, I remember why. I was like,
Sputnik.
They sent their astronauts into space with a gun.
What the fuck?
And at first I was like, because I couldn't remember why they did. I'm like, why did they send them into space with a gun? Did they think there's gonna be someone up there? And then I remembered, oh, it's from when they got back to fight off bears.
Yeah.
The Russians sent astronauts into orbit, and on the return, whenever they landed in the forests, it was to prevent them from being attacked by bears. So here's your helmet, here's your spacesuit, and here's bear gun. Use at your own discretion. If you can't make it back, maybe personal option.
What if it's a cover-up story?
What, the gun thing?
Yeah,
they were just getting ready for
what if they
alien
told you,
war.
oh no, it was for bears, but then like secretly they're like, no, hold on, there's shit up there.
They're interviewing them, and it's like, Nikolov, why do you bring gun back from outer space? And there's like dudes in black glasses and suits looking at him, waiting for him to answer, and he's just like really quietly like leans into the microphone. It's like, he's for bears.
I had to fend off my safety when I was in the forest. Yeah, what if it was a cover-up? What if they gave that motherfucker a gun because they were like, hey, we sent off Sputnik to do too, and they got eaten. So here you go.
How do you know they got eaten? We get radio transmission say, help me, it's chewing.
They just play the clip. It's like, oh.
It's good reason.
Yeah, I remember watching that movie Apollo 18, I believe it was called.
Okay.
Where it was about the mission of not to Mars, the mission to the moon.
Yes.
Like, you know, between the Russians and the U.S. and what was it? Apollo 11 was the one that landed on the moon.
Mm.
So they did it, and Apollo 18, apparently they were like, oh, let's go back for one reason or another. I don't fucking know. But anyways, the crew of that fucking space shuttle, they were like, oh yeah, we're in the moon. This is where what's his name was. And then the fucking rocks on the moon were like alien life forms. That like.
Yeah, I remember seeing commercials for that movie and trailers for the movie, but I never actually saw it. All I remember is like aliens are on the moon.
Yeah, there was like found footage, but like with aliens.
Yeah,
then there were rocks.
Yeah,
but it was actually cool because there was one scene where they're in a crater because they noticed that there were footprints, on the surface of the moon that weren't theirs. Like it wasn't U.S. issued like astronaut gear. Mm-hmm. It was different, so they followed it into a crater, and this crater, you know, it was like dark as shit because they were like on. I don't fucking know. It's dark as fuck there, right?
Yeah, it's cast a shadow.
Yeah. So, anyways, so they go down and they had like this weird flashlight. It was a camera.
Okay.
It was a camera because they used the flash
on the camera,
like, light their way.
Yeah.
And one of the dudes was like, "Dude, I fucking hear you," which is weird because I was like, "Can you hear something when you're out there?"
Probably, yeah.
Like,
not that clearly. It would be very muffled.
Well, anyways, he was like, "Dude, I fucking hear something," and Uncle Mickey says, "Okay, hello." I have no clue. Well, to continue my story, they were like, he was like in the fucking crater, and he was like, "Yo, let me take pictures." They see like these rocks, and he's like, nothing out of the ordinary. Takes another picture. The rocks are getting closer. There's one dude in the middle. He's like, "Wait, this is weird." Then he takes another one, and he just starts seeing like the rocks have like spider legs, and that's when he's like, "Oh fuck!" He just start running backwards, and they make it. They don't. One guy got stuck. He's like, ah!
I hate
Imagine getting killed by spider rocks.
moon spiders.
Yeah.
Get back on there. You gotta go back onto the ship and pull back a gun. It's like spiders on the moon. There's what? There's spiders on the moon.
Yeah. They didn't make it though.
Sad days, sad days.
Ricky's here. Hey.
How'd the severe weather go? Hope everyone is safe. It was great.
It's very sunny now.
Yeah, I mean, severe weather over here is often.
Yeah.
They
And it'll happen randomly.
Yeah, you'll just get an alarm on your phone at a random point during the day and be like, "Hey, stay indoors. There's gonna be flash floods happening in your area." It's like, "Oh, thanks for the warning."
Yeah.
I guess I'm not going to McDonald's today.
Yeah, you look outside, it's like sunny, then you get this like warning, and then you're like, "Oh, okay." 2 hours later, it's like the end of the world outside.
It's always the best when you go like out in public to like a store, and that happens because then everyone's phones are like,
Oh yeah, it's funny. It's like a fucking end of the world scene when you're out in public and that happens.
Yeah.
Because people, like, everyone just looks down at their phone, and then you look outside and it's like super dark.
Yeah.
You're like, how'd that happen?
Yeah. But yeah, no, we were good. It was just couldn't go anywhere, and everything was like essentially waterlogged. All of the neighborhoods happens again pretty often. So like just all the neighborhoods, the water rises to the point where the streets are inaccessible, and if you're out and about, you're gonna get stuck. And if you're indoors, then just stay indoors.
Yeah. Yep. So, but thank you for asking. We are talking about science.
Yeah, science and pseudoscience.
Yeah, because could it really be pseudoscience though?
Theoretical science,
yeah,
I guess.
Theoretical. Quantum physics, basically. Quantum physics, quantum... If that thing works, right? What did you call it? That thing that creates, like, energy?
Oh, the Hadron Collider.
Right. If that thing works, it's a product of quantum mechanics, right?
Yes. Because you're affecting particles on a quantum level.
Yeah. Would that be... I wonder, is there anything other than that collider that is in the realm of quantum mechanics?
Time travel?
I mean, well, yeah, but like that's obviously like the collider is pretty much the most well-known one because it's so fucking, again, pseudoscience. It's the most fucking out there type of machinery that's like you created a machine to smash atoms together in hopes of creating a new energy source, but you could also inadvertently create the most extreme energy source, which is a fucking black hole.
I'm looking at Ricky's mentioning in chat. He's like, "Ooh, I'm an expert in both. Give me those quarks, baby."
Baby. Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not knowledgeable enough to be able to, spread it all out. I could basically give my own assumptions based off of like what I know personally.
Yeah.
But the only other example of like just studies into quantum mechanics would be like interstellar travel, opening up wormholes, that sort of thing, or utilizing wormholes, because technically that falls underneath quantum physics.
Quantum physics is just magic.
Essentially,
It's magic explained.
it's because we can't understand it. That's why we call it magic.
Yeah.
Witchcraft.
Yeah. Event Horizon is another. It's a sci-fi horror film, but it has a lot to do with quantum mechanics because the ship that they used in the movie used a black hole to basically create a wormhole between places. But like the science behind that is like, okay, you create a wormhole inside of a ship, right?
Yeah.
Using a black hole.
Well,
how the fuck do you plot coordinates for that shit?
you kind of don't. You just have to guess. It's literally like looking into a pond and trying to see how deep it is without doing anything about it.
Like, what the fuck? The way they explain is like, yeah, the quickest way between point A and point B. It's like,
yeah, I have a box of screws. They were like, what's the quickest way from point A to point B? It's like you would draw a straight line, right? It's like wrong. It's like the quickest point from point A to point B is a hole that connects both of them together.
Yeah. But again, in order for you to do that,
You have to know exactly how far away point A and point B is.
Like, cause then you have to divide that shit by half, basically.
But then does even mathematics work in that situation?
No, it wouldn't. Event horizons are the part before the black hole.
I mean, that I knew.
Well, that's why they called the ship the Event Horizon.
Well, the ship wasn't called the Event Horizon. The movie was called Event Horizon.
No, that's the ship.
Really?
Yeah, the ship was called the Event Horizon.
I thought it was just. I thought the ship was called something else.
No,
It's been so long since I've seen the movie. Right?
Yeah, the ship was called the Event Horizon, and then the rescue ship was called the Lewis and Clark.
Oh, that's what I. Okay, I was getting that confused.
Yeah.
You really? It wasn't the USGH Ishimura?
No. Well, when you get down to have something being in two places at once is mental. Essentially, is that what happens?
Yeah.
Being in two places at one time?
I mean, with that kind of theory of, linking a space with the wormhole, then yeah.
But then you gotta open it, or you gotta close it, essentially. How the fuck do you decide which end you end up in? You don't.
Yeah, it's like, how the fuck do physics work inside of a wormhole? Like, if you go in one end, who's to say you're not going to end up back out the other end?
Yeah, like you're gonna go in, but come out the same hole you fucking went into.
It's not like a door.
Or is it?
That's what I'm saying. It either is or isn't. Like, we got a Schrodinger's cat in situation going on there.
Yeah, you won't know until
you try.
Yeah. Interesting. Which is funny though, because I do like the idea that the Event Horizon place, this motherfucker created a machine to send you to another space and like another point in space and time, but like the plotted course wasn't where they ended up. They ended up in a chaotic dimension.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's to say? And then on top of that, if you open up a wormhole, how the fuck are you gonna close it? Like the collider, are there any fucking fail safes for when something inevitably goes wrong? How the fuck do you create fail safes for that shit?
This is a bunch of like fire sprinklers hoping that maybe that does it. They have some meat to probably satiate the beast that they create.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ricky says there's parts of atoms and protons all around us that are in two places at once. But that could be caused by the observer effect. Yeah, I mean, it's been theorized that electrons, because of how fast they move, that they're just in multiple places at once because there's no way of actively charting the exact position of a electron because they move too fucking fast. That's why you can't see them. You only see the electron cloud that surrounds an atom. We're talking about a lot of science today.
Yeah, this is a very scientific episode.
Very science heavy.
We should have worn like a little bow ties and lab coats.
I have a lab coat from when I was in chemistry.
So, but I don't know. Like, the thing about this type of science, quantum science, just the idea that
a lot of math. That's the only reason why I don't like it.
Yeah, it's very mathematical. But like even then, I'm just like, if we like say for example a rift happens right between our universe, where like just like how they're saying there's a parallel universe to ours, that everything is upside down and backwards, nothing is really, it's the opposite of what we have. It's like, okay, what happens when you some way somehow end up opening that shit? How do you close it, and what do you think might come out of it? Because it has to act like a gateway or like a doorway. Like, you can't just have it come in one side, because something has to come out the other.
Yeah. Would it work that way? Would it work as like an exchange effect?
I mean, I don't. Obviously, we don't fucking know. But like, it can't just be like from our side we open up a fucking rift to another dimension, we go through it, and like on the other side it's like there's nothing here.
That raises a lot of questions about like,
it's like that Harry Potter shit. You know how they went through the one pillar?
Yeah, that's magic though. I wouldn't really count that.
Well, no. I'm using that as reference because on the other side when they fucking go through it, right?
Yeah.
The pillar doesn't lead back the way they came.
Right, but yeah, Ricky raises a point. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So that's when it comes to if there was an alternate reality and a way of getting into the alternate reality, as you cross over, something else would have to cross over in your place.
Right. Because, yeah.
Because I don't know if this even...
Equivalent exchange.
Yes, I don't even know if this actually is utilizable in this situation.
Alchemy.
But like there's like the law of matter where matter cannot be created or destroyed, only changed.
Mm-hmm.
And would that mean one of two things? Either A, if you're sending a lot of matter through one side, a lot of it's going to be spit back out through the other end.
Uh-huh.
In the sense like a black hole sucks in a shit ton of matter and then it goes where the fuck ever.
Right.
Is that like people traveling?
That's interesting. That's an interesting thought.
A black hole happens and it's like, oh, it's because the entire nation is currently crossing the universe right now through a wormhole, so they need to use a black hole to equal out wherever it is that they're coming from. It needs to be filled in with this. And then or if it's very circumstantial to like I said, alternate reality, at the same point that people from our reality are going into another reality, by reflective principle, they're also doing the exact same thing at the exact same time.
Right. But
just
again,
backwards.
That would be yeah. I see what you mean. That's
science.
very
science.
God, no wonder all the fucking
makes my brain itch.
When you see like actual like scientists and people who work on fucking like the theories like this and shit, you see that they're all fucking buck wild and fucking crazy ass hair, and they're like, oh, fuck, this is like my 5th cup of coffee in like 30 minutes. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's like, yeah, there's so much shit going on, so many questions with no fucking answers. They're all theories, and you're just like, one day I'm gonna be able to fucking put them to the test, but until then I'm just gonna freak out asking all these fucking questions and have no answers.
Yeah. And then also Ricky makes a point about dark matter being a thing, and most principles of matter that we have are being just flipped around because of the fact that dark matter is now being understood.
Yeah, yeah, that's fucking insane though. You're thinking of their universe as being somewhere next to us. With antimatter, there's nothing stopping their universe being in ours.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I've always believed that there is a universe happening at this exact moment. There's a universe taking place at the exact same time as ours, but they're in a different plane of existence, one that we cannot see. Which is why, should the day come where they're like, oh, we find a way to kind of separate the two to the point where it can be seen, like see the dimension that is coexisting at the same time as ours, and be like there could be a different version of you, and it's like, yeah, there's the alternate dimension. You look like a fucking punk.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. It's like, yeah. Bada bang, bada boom. That
he says, I mean, literally inside you. Yeah, just I'm drinking universe right now.
We're all universes.
Oh, man, science is trippy.
Do you think like one day, like when you're depressed, it's because your alternate dimension you is like super happy, like having a great fun time, and like in order to balance each other out, one has to be like extremely sad and one has to be extremely happy.
We at that point we'd have to admit that there's such a thing as like chakras and stuff like that.
Yeah, at that point I'd believe whatever anyone says about chakras and be like, yo, you telling me this rock has healing capability? Give me that shit, bro. I swallow that motherfucker right now.
It's going to depress the shit out of the other me.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that other me's doing so well, man. Fuck that motherfucker. Yeah.
What if the paranormal stuff is actually the other dimensions and there's a tear or weakness allowing us to see? Tell me there's an Orwellian beast on the other side of a rift.
What if that's your little ghost buddy? There's someone from another dimension.
Foot tickler is a foot dimension demon trying to...
Well, maybe not a demon, but like a person being like...
It's me from my other like life, and they're just like... I know you hate this.
I know this gonna piss you off. If that's the case, then where the fuck is other dimension me? The fuck? Where you at, bro? I'm waiting. Throw something across the room. Make me believe. You forget one crucial part of this. One day, when we open a portal, we are dumb fuck apes. Can't even make the renewable energy plausible. Never mind tearing space-time up and taking a trip to visit Milton 2.0.
Yeah.
Well, then if that's the fucking case, what's the point of creating the collider?
The collider, I'm going to tell you, is a great example of yes, Ricky, we're dumb fuck apes.
Fucking apes.
We have big brain power who want more, but we're like monkeys with two sticks banging them together trying to hope for the best.
And I don't know if Ricky was here when we were saying, like, are there fail-safes for that fucking collider? Like, what the fuck are you going to do when you accidentally create a black hole? How are you going to stop it? You can't. The motherfucker's going to... Unless they weaponize antimatter. You can't cancel out a fucking dark hole. Plug that shit up.
How do you cancel a dark hole?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. Look, all I'm saying is the collider
What happens if you put two vacuums together? Yeah, they'll just like... something's gonna break.
Yeah. Imagine that. You just fucking put two fucking black holes together. They just go... And you're just like... It's gone. Everything's okay. And then like fucking... 24 hours later, the world just goes... That's all you hear.
From space, it's just a really quiet, like...
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Two vacuums equals a bigger vacuum. Because I was thinking, like, wavelengths.
Probably, yeah.
Because you can use an opposite wavelength to cancel out one.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure the opposite, because if they're parallel or in sequence wavelengths, then you just make a bigger wavelength.
Yeah,
so it's like you use a black hole and another black hole, and you have accidentally make it a bigger black hole, but what if they're... I don't know what the opposite of a black hole would be. The sun? I don't know. Because a black hole is constantly sucking in matter and energy, whereas like a solar body is constantly expelling energy.
Right.
That's why I'm like, is that technically the opposite of a black hole? Because
Wouldn't
black holes sometimes come from dying stars.
Wouldn't that like suck up the life force of the sun though?
A black hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the death of a star.
Right.
Ultimately.
Yeah. That's what creates a black hole.
Yeah.
But
it would probably suck our sun, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which would basically
slowly
doom for us.
And what might end up causing another black hole.
Yeah.
Can there be two next to each other? I don't know the science, dude. It's all this math. It's like if you had if you had like two vacuums, but they were sentient and one was just decided to suck the other one in. The bigger one wins.
Yeah. Seki says, what if sleep paralysis is a point where the dimension tears?
That's a little bit more. Yeah, that's stretch of me. Just because like that's just your perception on things.
That's just you being a bitch.
So sleep. They've already explained that sleep paralysis is actually the point in where you wake up during, basically when you're in deep sleep, and then all of a sudden your consciousness is like, but you have nothing to you can't act because your body hasn't woken up.
It's like your brain is like, yo, I'm awake, but your body's like, nah, I don't want to.
Yeah, and so like your subconscious, your conscious are constantly. And so you see shit and you get all paranoid. A black hole is something that light can't pass through that we can see. I believe this is due to the immense gravity and mass of it. They aren't empty. Right, yeah, they're...
So, if you were to... Okay, so, as you were saying...
That's my main thing, though, is like, what exactly is, like, my main question...
How to cancel a black hole?
No, not how to cancel it, but, like, what the fuck is a black hole? I want to know, if you're looking at, like, an animal... where the nutrients come out and where the shit goes, essentially.
Right.
We see what it looks like. What's the biology of it is what I'm wondering.
Right, of a black hole.
Because I know it suck real good. Light itself cannot escape its suck.
What'd that hole do?
So where the suck go is my question.
I don't know, man.
I'm looking at a Kirby and I'm wondering if it shits is my question, all right?
No, it just becomes the thing that it sucks.
Jesus Christ.
Sounds like my kind of suck. You spelled it wrong. It's supposed to be with 2 C's.
Yeah. Black holes are the heaviest things in the universe, right? Well, heavy is what's the word? Perception. I forget what the word is. It's the densest thing in the universe. Yeah, heavy is not real because heavy is technically the effects against gravity that we've been able to quantify as weight. But yeah, black hole is technically the densest thing in the universe.
That's a very interesting thought, though. Like, yeah, what happens to the things that get sucked into a black hole?
That's what I was wondering. Like, does it just continue going forever, or does it go until it's done and then it just leaves behind a pebble that's super fucking condensed?
Or it ends up somewhere else.
Or it ends up somewhere else. I don't know. They make the black hole bigger. It's like feeding a wildfire.
I don't know, man. Imagine, I mean, obviously not in our lifetime, but like, imagine the tests done on black holes when we get, like, if humanity even lives that long.
To be able to like throw something into a black hole and expect where it's gonna happen to it.
Yeah.
Like attach a transceiver to a banana and just like
next thing you know, like, you receive a transmission and there's like a human voice in English and they're like, oh, where are you? And someone's like, we're in the trenches of Vietnam or whatever. It's the year 1980 and they're like, what the fuck?
I got hit in the head with a damn banana. Who am I talking to?
This is XAE12. Oh man.
I'm sure we're already observing 2 black holes colliding. Huh. That's interesting.
Is that us?
No. I feel like looking up some of this stuff after we're done with this.
Yeah, probably. NASA.
Oh, that's what you meant by us. Or did you mean like us personally? Because
No,
I'm like, I'm not doing shit right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, like us.
Like the
Here,
U.S.
yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm not completely involved with that.
Because we were talking about the collider, so I'm assuming, I figured you'd be like, yeah, like America.
I got confused for a second because Ricky was talking about how we have like a universe inside of ourselves and all that. So I'm like, am I observing 2 black holes? Is that why I have diarrhea?
Grab one. Ah! 2 black holes. I don't know. Point is, as the future continues to get more and more advanced, the scarier it kind of gets. I'm more terrified of like the capabilities of science than like the paranormal. Because like, as technology gets more advanced, I feel like ghosts, ghouls, and goblins, like, that's just gonna be outdated.
Yeah. There'll be bigger and badder things to worry about.
Yeah, like I don't think, like, I feel like in the next, not millennium, but like in the next century, people will be less afraid of ghosts.
You think so?
Yeah, why the fuck would they?
Because it's in human nature to fear things that we don't understand. That's why we make so many horror movies about stuff that doesn't exist.
Yeah, but like horror movies are more and more becoming like monster flicks and like fucking ghosts. All ghost movies are starting to be fucking cheap as shit. And even then, they're getting away from the idea of like ghosts, and they're like more like demons.
Yeah, I think it's because there are people that still believe in ghosts, but there's just so much more surveillance that you can do now that kind of disproves a lot of things.
Yeah.
Versus like way back when, you could make a ghost story and people be like, "Oh my god, where did that happen?" Like, it happened here, and you can go there too, and you can experience the same thing. And you go there, and there could be some kid in the woods being like, "Woo!" And then people are gonna run out screaming. They're like, "It was real. The ghost of Park City Beach is real." And nowadays, you can just have a camera set up and be like, "All right, ghosts, where are you at?" And then spend like 24 hours and nothing happens. You're like, "All right, that was bullshit. Ghosts didn't exist."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then even then, like some people like nowadays are like, look, there's a ghost on film, on camera.
Then there's been a lot of,
and
like,
I'm just like, well, first of all, that's like a shitty fucking 360p.
yeah, taken with a Nokia phone from the 2003.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you. And even then, like the 1080p like surveillance cameras, I'm like, that wasn't a ghost, that was a bug, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It was a
Look at
bug
these
on the
look at these
lens.
flashing orbs. And it's like those are lightning bugs.
They're so stupid.
But yeah, the like that, and like we've had enough TV series of like Ghost Hunters, like Ghost Hunter International, and Ghost Hunters Georgia, blah blah blah, and they've all been inconclusive. They've all just been like, we have these EMP sensors that will detect any electrical, magnetical energy, like specter around us, blah blah blah, and we have these radio frequency generators that they can use to speak through us with. And those are always like, and then they pick up like, help me, get out.
Like, honestly, I think all those shows, they're entertaining to watch because of just the bullshit ass poker face that they put on.
Yeah, and then they're always like, "Oh, dude, I got attacked.
Guys,
are you okay? Do we need to stop?"
There are literal chills. Like, I'm just like, oh my god, you guys fucking suck.
Yeah, it's always very overplayed. But yeah, no, like the more surveillance we have, like the less believable it is, and like the unknown, because of the fact that it's like, oh, you can observe it. That's what science is all about. It's just being able to observe things and have a reasoning for it. So eventually, people are just not gonna be afraid of ghosts if there's nothing to, like, question. You know,
Right?
Why'd that thing get flung across? Well, you didn't know, but there was like a monkey behind you, like throwing.
A monkey.
I don't know.
No, like, okay, seriously. I have said it many fucking times, where the only way I will believe in the supernatural is if something gets flung at me, and there's like absolutely positively no explanation. That is the one moment I look forward to. Like, I am willing to go ghost hunting along with the bros.
Yeah.
Like, for this podcast. Make a fucking believer out of me by doing something, but like, I'm not gonna freak out at every little fucking thing I hear, because it's like, it's all bullshit. Like, there could be a possum somewhere and just like scuttling around. I'd be like, my first thought isn't gonna be it's a ghost. It's more like, yo, what kind of fucking animal was that? Because I'm about to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Ricky says it's all bullshit. Mediums are the worst, profiting off the grief of those in the audience. They're dumb for going, but shame on them for making a living doing it.
What will be one of the radios just said spaghetti at one point when asked who they were. That would probably be the funniest ghost response to me. Then Magic Kitty Pixie says, guess they were hungry. Ricky continues by saying, yeah, people may find comfort in their lives, but that's all they are. Disgraceful trade. Yeah, I don't like anyone who's like a legit like ghost hunter trying to tell people that ghosts are real and showing off their proof.
Yeah, well, like, you know,
because like the biggest proof that all these shows ever have is like the radio said get out, or like help me, or it was him, blah blah blah, or something like that. But then again, it's a radio that is playing random frequencies. Mm-hmm. They can easily just catch like a spot in a TV show where someone said like help me, yeah. or someone on like a commercial saying he did it, or like anything. That it's just radio frequencies. It's stuff that living people are saying right now.
Yeah. Which is funny.
The ghost just can't be like, as it's happening, be like, I need to use that word and I need to use that word. And, you know,
yeah,
it's like,
it's fucking dumb.
That's suggesting a lot of the supernatural.
Yeah. But no, like I fucking ugh. Let's see. Ricky says they have ghost hunts across the road from me all the time in a rundown building. If I was a ghost, I'd not be chilling in some derelict shithole. And the fact that we only hunt for ghosts at night says it all. It's dark. Your brain is on edge in the dark. Yes, I agree. If I was a ghost, I'd want to get down to some sick ass music. Where do ghosts hang out in the day?
Warehouse parties.
Yeah.
They're in the raves.
Like I hate that bullshit, and I just don't understand why, like, ghost hunting shows like to make it a point that like ghosts only appear at night.
Yeah.
And like I'm just like, that's fucking stupid.
Gee, how convenient.
Yeah, like why? Yeah, when your camera lenses are obviously like not at their prime because there's less light.
Yeah.
So you're bound to catch something to be like, what was that? And again, as I was mentioning, it was a bug on the lens, but no, they're like, you can't clearly make it out, but it can't be a bug because it doesn't have wings. And it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
The camera's a piece
I
of
was
shit.
gonna say, do you think in low lighting you're gonna have max frame rates to be able to catch the wings moving?
Like, shut the fuck up.
As you can see, there's no wings here. It's like, as you can see, you have shit frames. Everything's gonna look blurry.
Yeah.